Hi, today is fish poo day. I'm giving my immune system a fabulous boost, which aquaponic people do on a regular basis. But this is my biofilter, and it's actually very easy to clean. The water is pumped up out of the pool into the bottom of the IBC. Now this pipe is about 100 millimeters up from the bottom, and I did that so that when I need to clean the pond, it will not be completely empty of water, and it'll be easier to clean. This stops the stones from being sucked back into the pump, which is down the bottom there, when I switch the pump off. And this piece of mesh also stops the stones from working its way down into my inlet there. And here, this is the outlet to the other IBCs. I've done the same thing here, but that is to stop all the leaves and crud from going down the outlet and blocking the inlet to the other IBC, which unfortunately I didn't think of when I first set it up, and the pipe was blocked down the bottom with leaves and crud, and fortunately I was here because this IBC started to overflow. Now I have done this to all the IBCs at the inlets down there, which is covered with the gravel, and again with the outlets over here. And that just keeps my inlets and outlets free from all the IBCs, and then my outlet is over there. Of course there's no water coming out now because I'm cleaning the filter, my main settling pond, and the pump is switched off. And all I do, this gravel is piled up around here, and I move it around. I just swirl it around in the water, even though the water is dirty. It does a good enough job, because I don't want it 100% clean, because I want to keep the bacteria active. And then I bucket this out, just with a small bucket, into another container, and I use that dirty water elsewhere. There you can see how well the mesh works. I've left it partially uncovered so that you can observe. Now here is a close-up. That stays free of the inlet pipe, which gives you good flow. I've switched the pump back on. Now when I put the gravel, wash the gravel and put it back, I only fill this section here 3/4. This section I leave without gravel, and that is because as the water filters through, a lot of the fish solids settle down on this section, and I then just scoop it up with this net, which means I only have to clean the gravel filter about once every few months. This pond actually has 2 filters. That's my main filter over there. And because I needed more biological material, I didn't have enough for the water volume, which is 28,000 litres in that pool, I added these IBCs. And their main function is to provide me with more biological surface area. The secondary function is added as a filtration. Since I've installed this, my plants are doing a lot better. They're growing a lot better. Colour is good, and the root system is excellent. I've got 2,000 fish in this pond. The variety of perch, goldfish and eel-tailed catfish, which are all Australian natives except for the goldfish, of course. But goldfish are very good eating as well. Some of the dirty water that I took out of that IBC I put into my mulch bin here. And that has straw out of my chook pen, horse poo and all sorts of stuff in it. And the fish poo water keeps it nice and moist. The mulch out of that bin, when it has broken down, I use on some of my float beds. As you can see here. Now in these beds I plant larger plants, like Big Lizzie tomatoes, the eggplant and a few other larger plants that way. And that gives the roots more oxygen as they spread over the float mats into the mulch. I did the same with the lemongrass over here. And that works well for me. Some of the other fish poo water that I take out of the IBC, I also use in my rehydrating bin, where I rehydrate the koi. And I use the dirty fish poo water to fertilise the seeds and the seedlings that I put into the magic cups. And some more of the fish poo wastewater I put in my seedling holding tank. I just pour it in, and the rotation of the earth mixes the dirty water or the fish poo water in with the clean water. On my aquaponic system I have 120 watt pumps which pump 10,000 litres an hour. And as I have 2 pumps on this system, that's 20,000 litres an hour. But in reality, the higher they pump, the less they do, so I'm actually getting 7,500 litres an hour out of each pump, so that gives me 15,000 litres. But over a 24-hour period, the water in here circulates roughly 9 to 10 times. The water is sucked in at one end of the pond and it comes out the other. And the same with this one here, it is sucked in roughly in that section, goes through there, that is the main separator there, into this section here where I've got a little bit of gravel there, and it filters through there and then it just comes out there and it continually circulates. Very easy to maintain. And when I want to thin out my seedlings, I just take the cups out and spread them around.